Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to welcome back to another episode of AngelsBobs Plus here in Factorio. Episode 59, I think. I think it's 59. Well, in the last episode, we kind of began to do our oily things. Fortunately, I did not get to it between episodes, so we're gonna have to go ahead and do that in today's episode, but that should be fine. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and need to get steel. And while we drive down to that, hope you guys have been enjoying the series. If you guys have, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really, really does help out the channel. Helps it get out there to more people, and also helps the series kind of increase in popularity and things, right? Also helps more people learn, and I smashed into a rock. So let's go head down to Steel Land and go steely some steel. And then let's go ahead and get those oil and gas separators going so that way we can go ahead and get the crude oil we need. Oh, I love to see it when we have a full belt of steel like this. Oh, it looks like copper's having an issue. Guess we'll have to take a look at that soon. Alright, so to do these oil and gas separators, let's go ahead and get about 10 of them going, and then we'll save the rest of our materials so we can go ahead and get some other machines made as we need them. So let's go ahead and head north. Hopefully avoiding any of these damn rocks or pipes or anything else, because unfortunately squeak through, as great as it is, does not allow us to squeak through solid objects quite yet. We can't vibrate our atoms. So we're just going to go ahead and plop the... they're still getting made. But what the oil and gas separators are going to do is it's going to take the... Well, let's go ahead and move that. It's going to go ahead and take the multi-phase oil and split it into an oil and gas, basically. Let's see, technically it's gonna be one off, that's fine. So, as we can see, there's two different recipes we can do. So there's natural gas, which is something we'll get once we do some other things, and then there's multi-phase oil. Well, the multi-phase oil is what we want. Let's go ahead and do that. And luckily they are pretty much the same size, so we don't have to worry about that. We just have to move some of these pipes, unfortunately, which will cause a little bit of a problem. Okay, let's go and get the last couple down. Go ahead and drag that all the way up, of course, like so, and awesome. Oh, almost forgot the last one. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. So once we get this, as you see, it gives us 3 different outputs. The sulfuric wastewater we're just going to get rid of. The reason I'm going to get rid of it, over processing it, is it's going to imbalance. If I put it into our sulfur making area, it's going to imbalance the ratios and possibly cause some backups. Now, the system is mostly designed to be able to handle it. However, I would rather just make sure that it doesn't have a problem. And so we're just going to avoid it, which is fine. As for the crude oil, well, we're going to use the crude oil. But the raw gas, which is another byproduct, that's just going to go in a tank, which is fine. Alright, that should be... Boop, boop. I wish there was... Like, I'm sure there is, but like temporary blueprints. Like that. Okay. Also, wish when I dragged pipes, it would just snap to the next pipe instead of me having to manually go through and click them all. But again, I'm sure there's something I'm unaware of, as I usually am. I feel like Factorio is one of those games that it's such an in-depth thing that you learn new things as you go, and even when you think you know enough of the game to where it's like, oh man, I did these crazy things, it's like you find out you really didn't know that much, and it's like, whoa. But I kind of like that, though. It's like mystery. It's very, very mysterious. I'll just do something like that. Nope, like that. And like that. Awesome. And I don't know why that one's weird, but whatever. Alright, so let's go ahead and drag all of these down. Now it's going to be weird is so because we have 3 different items, we have to pre-allocate them. I don't think sulfuric wastewater has a place yet. So, sulfuric wastewater. Yeah, so the iron goes on the top. Yeah, so that's fine. Awesome. So then sulfuric wastewater can just go in this one, I guess. Oh, actually, we're gonna avoid it. So... See, this is a problem. Oh, well. I'll allocate it for this. But it's not really what's supposed to be going here. Yeah. Okay. Guess we'll just do... You know what? Yeah, no, it's already pre-allocated. Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah, let's make sure I turn my robots off so I don't accidentally start building things that shouldn't be built. Whatever. Spheric wastewater, you're gonna go there. That's fine. Do I have the stuff to make more? Yes, quite a few actually. It's going to make like 30. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and... again, I don't know why that one's finicky, but it is. Alright, and so then iron pipe goes there. Which means that one. Which means that one. Awesome. And then we'll go ahead and get the crude set up, and that should, because again, we're trying to get the fuel oil, remember, so. Yeah, that doesn't have any byproducts. Because I know sometimes you get the residual gas, and that's just not fun to have to deal with, because then you have solids. All sorts of crap you gotta deal with. Autosaves. Alright. And so let's go like a so. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let's go like that, like that, like that. Okay. So now the crude oil has a home. Now let's get those, because those are going to be used for what crude oil will be producing us. And then we're going to go ahead and put the item here. Oh, actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. Iron underground. And then, what are we doing? We're doing iron on top. Okay. Okay, now I don't know how far over we need to go. So let's just kind of clear out some trees just in case I end up having to go up on the specific, like, thing. Okay, let's grab our oil refineries. Looks about good, because I don't think we're going to be needing too much. These don't happen... Oh, crap. Okay, so this is one that will produce a solid. But they'll produce the... That's fine. Shouldn't be too difficult to deal with, I guess. You know what? Let me just grab a blueprint of... Where is it? Here. Save me all of that. Placing, yeah. Because we already have all the things needed. Okay, and then as for the backside, we are gonna have to do a little bit of a different output, but it should be just fine. Shouldn't be too bad. So let's go ahead and grab our loaders, go like so, like so. And this is gonna pull out the residual gas out of each of these. And then we'll just do kind of the same template we've been doing. Oh, perfect. I did not even... like, make sure that this was gonna fit. That, I am kind of surprised. Happily surprised, I guess. Which is good. This means I don't have to move things, which is always the worst when you do a big build and then you find out, oh, you're just off by one tile. Like, honestly, I think being off by one tile is worse than being off by, like a lot of tiles, because like this is, because if you were off by one and you built this whole thing and you were so proud, you were like, oh, it's gonna fit perfectly, like right up against, and then it doesn't end up working. That, in my opinion, is probably, quite honestly, the worst thing that could happen, right? So so now we need, so this one's gonna be the one that goes back. Alright, so we can just do something like this, and something like this, like so, like so. Okay, and then yeah, we'll change it as it needs to go, because eventually it will probably look something like that, which isn't great. We'll do something like that, I guess. Yeah, like I said, it's not great, but it's what we have. Go and grab the car. And then the residual gas needs a home. Do I have... And we're going to get quite a lot of it, so this is definitely going to be a scenario where a warehouse... Okay, well, I don't have enough stuff, so we're just going to do one of these. Maybe if I can put it down correctly. One of those. Which it has not as much as a full-blown warehouse, but enough for our use case here. Eventually we'll be able to turn it into things like residual gas itself. So it's giving us oil residuals, so we can turn it into residual gas. We can also turn it into a bunch of other things that we might need. But for now, we'll just save it in solid form, I guess. Yes, this is extra power poles than we need, but redundancy, in my opinion, is better than... Yeah, it's just better. Even if it does use more materials. And then eventually the problem that we might have with these is if we need a solid input as well. I don't think there's any oil that requires solid inputs. No, they all technically... Yeah, okay, so the only other future problem we could have is say, oh, well, we want to do this, but then now it requires both two different liquid inputs, but our solid's blocking one of them. We'll have to figure that out. Technically, I guess we could do an inserter and then longhand it, but I just usually tend to do the basic one because I usually convert the naphtha, the red, into just other things. But to each their own. If you find yourself needing more of one material or another, or if you find yourself having extra of one of the other materials, go for it. Not perfect, but almost. Alright, so now, all of our oil things should be functioning. Oh, let's get them to line up properly, though. Why? Wait, hold up. Yeah, okay. Oh, I see. Because, yeah. That's fine. Naphtha. So then the way these are going to go into the tanks are going to be a little bit weird. Well, yeah. Okay, so plastic's technically not been allocated. We'll have to figure out the plastic one. Actually, I guess we can do that right now. Adjust it. Yeah. I guess we'll say that this line is plastic. Just because it's kind of, it was in an arbitrary, like, location. Not really sure what went there. Oh, that's what. I see. Okay, so then this is naphtha's iron, which means it's gonna look something like... Oh, perfect. Well, I lied. Naphtha's not going in that one. It's also not going to be even on that one. Because naphtha is going in this top one. So before we even... Like that, yeah, okay. Yeah, it does seem like a lot of work for such insignificant things, but honestly, I like the factory to look nice as well as function, so... And honestly, if anything, I feel like it's almost like a sub-challenge of Factorio is how nice can you design an efficient factory, right? Sometimes your efficient factory might not look the best, or factory might look really, really nice, but also might not be very efficient. So I think it's a nice way to blend the two. Now, sometimes, yes, you will have nice-looking, efficient factories, but not always. Oh. Okay, so now here's a perfect case of, well, what do you do when you have... Oh, actually, these all aren't even going to be on this. So one will be here. And one will be here, which is actually where the naphtha was supposed to go. And the music is eerily turned off. I love that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, it's not necessarily turned off, it's just it's in between soundtrack things, and so it's like very eerily quiet. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's less eerie than others, but honestly, I find it's just usually very eerie, and then it's kind of creepy. You get very alone with your thoughts late at night in the factory. It's never a good thing. Let's go ahead and just queue up some of these, why don't we? Get robotics 2, get a bigger tool belt, get some braking speed. Some of these things we probably won't even end up really using. Like, for instance, since they did the change with the tool belt, I don't really find myself using it. So you've probably noticed it. Like, other people will use their tool belt, right? You see, for instance, you can, like, for say, put your loaders in, right? But I find it easier, instead of going to my hotbar for a thing, is I just look on the map and just queue it, right? If you press Q, it just picks it up. If you have it in your inventory, picks it up. I believe Shift Q crafts it if you don't have it. Yeah. Or something. Let's Control Q. Control Shift Q? I don't know. One of those buttons in conjunction with Q will craft the item if you don't have any in your inventory. But yeah, I really don't find myself using the hopper anymore, since they didn't make... Because it used to be, a long time ago, it used to actually just be additional inventory slots. And so I would just keep my important things that I would use here. But I've since moved away from it, part and due because they've changed it to... It's just things. I will say it is nice, though, if you want to, for say, like, track, oh, how many green circuits do you have? How many red circuits do you have? So in a way, I guess you could track it with that, or, you know, use that. But, again, I don't find myself using that too often. That's just personal preference. Okay, so now we have the fuel oil, which is what we want, or rather what we've been wanting. As for the sulfuric wastewater, this will back up, and so will the raw gas, and even to an extent the oil. But I'm okay with the other two backing up, because the oil will back up first, in theory, as it slowly gets turned into these three things. So we need fuel oil. So remember, we needed the fuel oil. If we go ahead and take a look way down here, we need the fuel oil for here. Well, we can't use the fuel oil directly. We need to first turn it into lubricant. Now, lubricant is basically similar to the ferric chloride solution. We don't need to make it locally. We can make it up here, but we can also make it locally. Either scenario works. I'm going to go ahead and make it up here. Yes, it is extra pipe. Yeah, never mind. I just kind of talked myself out of that one. Go me. I just realized how much extra pipe it was going to be if I wasn't going to put it in a tank, but it was still going to be extra pipe regardless. And so this is a scenario where I'm going to make it here, like just south of the tank, like underneath. Okay, so what do we need for lube? We gotta make some lube, boys. Not raw gas, residual gas in a chemical plant. Okay, so now this is gonna be interesting because, so now in order to make the raw gas, which actually, is there anything that we can get that's just gonna give us that as a byproduct? Because I know we can just go ahead and turn the oil residuals into, with some steam to get it. But I want to see, is there anything that we will be doing soon-ish that might give it to us? Control F. Gas. Or what type of gas was it? Is it... There it is. Cracking. Well, pretty much a lot of these things. So, because we didn't go down any of these routes... Actually, you know what? I think we did. I lie. Maybe. Button. Control F. There we go. Maybe we did. Are we venting it? Yes, we are. Awesome. So let's go ahead and actually tap into that. So, okay, where is... Do I have any chemical plants first and foremost? No, so let's go ahead and make one. Temporarily, I'm going to just tap into that, even though it's not going to be great. Actually, you know what? Let's just do a thing real fast. Oh, so we can't quite do that. Awesome, okay. So there's none in the system. So we do gotta be careful. So in a scenario like this where they line up vertically and we need to get to here, what I have done in the past is you just break convention is what I found. Just so if we know that the internal is going to look like this, we know we can route it like this. Now we do have to be careful because we are going to end up using a slot down here to, you know, route it back. So we can either go before it or after it. It doesn't really matter. But I find if you're going to go like that, just do that, because then you get as close to the tank as possible without eating up anybody else's quote-unquote track. So we're going to just go ahead and lift the residual gas we can out of this. So we're actually going to stop the burning of it, which is going to cause it to build up for a second, but that's fine. Nothing bad should happen. And we're not going to have a lot right away, but it should still be more than what we were getting in, which was technically 0, and we just need some. We don't need a lot. And it will stockpile in here, which is fine. Alright, so now for the next part, let's go ahead and grab one of these. One of these. One of these. Awesome, okay. Cool, then everything should be connected up. Okay, so you, my good sir, are going to make lubricant. Oh, perfect. That actually worked out amazingly. I love when the inputs are the exact way we need them to be. Alright, cool. And so, yeah, as you can see, we're not going to need a whole lot. Really at all. If we need more, we can scale it up over here, but for now, we're just going to do something cheap and dirty, I guess. So let's head all the way down south. Now, yes, I know this is in the iron pipe, and we should be putting it in the... Actually, technically, these copper pipes, I think, are supposed to be the iron ones. I don't know anymore. But, like I said, this is what happens when you end up doing weird colored piping. It really doesn't matter. If it confuses you, just don't do it and do, you know, all one pipe. I try to do it every series I do, and every time I fail at it because but I get so far into it, then I just forget what the hell I'm doing. And then I go, you know what? It doesn't matter. I try to keep it here and there, and awesome. Lubricant should exist if I connect the corner up. Corners? Or just corner? Corners. Corner. And now I have 2 cats in my room. Okay. Anyway. Alright, so now the electric engines are now being produced. Success. Well, there's not much time left in the episode, unfortunately. So let's see, what can we accomplish? Or I guess rather take a look at. I guess let's check the regular things, right? Power looks fine. Okay. So that's usually the first one. Yeah, oh, you know what? Let's take a look at copper. What is going on with copper? Is it... Should probably actually speed this belt up here. Oh, yeah. See, oh, well, not too much of it has been mined, actually. But we could probably speed this up all to yellow, just so we can get more sapphirite going in. Okay, so it looks like the main reason we're running out is because we don't have any more stereotype. I see. Oh, geez, we actually forgot to connect everything. No, the middle ones are intentionally not connected. But yeah, it looks like we do need more, just more stereotype, unfortunately, because this original patch is down to 10k. I think we said we were gonna, that's rubyite. Oh, actually, duh, we could just connect right here and plumb that in, because that's 1 million. That should last us for a little bit. Yeah, because I think everybody now has a big patch we're tapped into, right? So we're tapped into a sapphirite, tapped into a rubyite, tapped into a javolite, and a bobmonium, even. So yeah. Technically, yeah. Well, we just do the stereotype and we'll just route it up into that. Let's see. I guess we go at least get started on that, huh? Let's go hop in our handy dandy little car and go drive over there. We have miners, right? Yeah, we have plenty of miners. Let's grab belt though before I get all the way over there, and then not have any belt. And we have plenty of power poles. Because that would be a little bit awkward if I got all the way over there and we had no belt. Also need to check why we're lacking blue science, but that might be due to the copper. Could be a correlation. Yay, we didn't run over any of power poles, which is good. And then, yes, we did go ahead and make one of these. Technically, you can also go ahead and drag it like that. Oh, well, they're not quite like that. Something like that. Build me my mine. Awesome. We do have to plug it in somehow. Oh lord, we've really researched these things up, huh? Let's see. I don't know if these are going to be enough to reach. Oh wow, look at that. They are. Okay, cool. Well, it is that time. I will go ahead and get everything connected up to the area in between episodes. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed the episode and have been enjoying the series, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Make sure you guys turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.